fill out a form for a citizen to be heard other than the one that deals with the items on the agenda? Okay, I got it. It's on the same subject as the agenda is. I had several people that sent in either on the computer or one that's a citizen to be heard on the subject matter that is on the agenda, and I will hold all those till we get to item number 11, which is the one that everybody wants to talk about. So we'll have those when we get there. I have a proclamation to read, and it's always an honor to do this. One of the things we have in the city is a very active Parks Department that does a lot of good things to the young people in our community and provides good service for folks in our community, and we're real proud of the work they do. Proclamation, whereas parks and recreation programs are an integral part of communities throughout the country, including the City of Rockport, providing opportunities that promote health, wellness, active lifestyles, improved physical and mental well-being through access to parks, trails, recreational facilities, and natural spaces. And whereas parks and recreation programs support lifelong learning and community enrichment by offering youth sports, out-of-school programming, environmental education, nutrition services, healthy meals, and other activities that contribute to childhood development and overall quality of life. And whereas parks and recreation strengthen communities by increasing property values, expanding the local tax base, attracting tourism and businesses, reducing crime, preserving natural resources, providing resilient infrastructure that supports environmental sustainability and preparedness for natural disasters and climate change. And whereas the City of Rockport recognizes that parks and natural recreation areas enhance the ecological beauty of our community while providing residents and visitors of all ages with places to connect with nature, recreate, and build a stronger, healthier community. And whereas the United States House of Representatives has designated the month of July as Parks and Recreation Month, therefore, I, Tim Jarrow, Mayor of the City of Rockport, do hereby proclaim July of 2026 as Parks and Recreation Month in the City of Rockport and encourage all residents to enjoy and celebrate the many parks and recreational services and facility programs and natural spaces that enrich our community. And witness whereof I've hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Rockport to be affixed this 14th day of July, 2026. Our Parks Director would like to address y'all. Come right on up.
All right, Mayor, Council, I just want to say that during Parks and Rec Month, I want to recognize a few of our staff here, our dedicated park and rec professionals. They make a difference in our community every day. They work hard and their commitment provide experiences, programs, and opportunities for residents and visitors alike while keeping our parks clean, safe, welcoming, accessible, and ready to enjoy. The theme this year is the power of, and Parks and Recreation and the people who make it all possible. We're going to celebrate the power of connection, the power of play, the power of community, the power of nature, the power of belonging, and the power of well-being. Currently, we have 13 full-time park staff and approximately 40 part-time pool staff. They maintain 19 parks and facilities as well as 18 other maintenance sites. We host multiple special events as well as participate in other community events. We have staff cross-trained as park rangers, archery instructors, and master gardeners. Our lifeguards are staffed at different levels and are trained as water safety instructors to be able to teach lessons, and they maintain monthly in-service hours. So I'm going to invite them up to come take a picture. We do have a few that aren't able to be here, but we do have some.
Gather in real close. Somebody can take pictures and try to get all of you in there.
Step back, you can.
Thank y'all so much for all you do for our town. You do a wonderful job. Next thing on our agenda is consent agenda. The following items may be acted upon in a single motion. No separate discussion or action on any of these items will be held unless pulled at the request of a member of the city council. Council, do you wish to remove either of those?
No.
No, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as read.
I have a motion. Have a second.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion or question? If not, we'll call for a vote. Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye. It is unanimous. Next item on the agenda, consider the approval on second and final reading of ordinance 2014, amending the Code of Ordinances Chapter 102, Utilities, Article II, Water Service, Division 3, Service Charges, Sections 102 through 56, 102, 57, 102, 58, by amending water rates for all customers, amending said section by adding section 10259 to establish and adopt a pass-through fee, providing for the validity of said ordinance, repealing all prior ordinances in conflict herewith, and providing for an effective date. Mr. Sherrill?
No changes, Mayor.
Okay, council, questions?
No questions. We've had gone over this for the last couple of meetings, and we've had talk about the pass-through and how it works. And so we just gonna have to move forward and do what we have to do to make sure that we can keep our utilities going. So I want to make a motion to approve.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further question? If not, we'll call for a vote. Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye. It is unanimous. Item number 7, consider approval on second and final reading of ordinance 2015, amending Code of Ordinances Chapter 102, Utilities, Article 3, Wastewater Service, Division 4, Service Charges, Section 102-266, 102-267, and 102-269 by amending wastewater rates for all customers, providing for validity of said ordinance, repealing all prior ordinances in conflict herewith, providing for an effective date. Okay.
And I'll make a motion
Okay.
to approve item 7, and this is just the wastewater side of what we just voted for, I guess.
Yeah.
We've all been through this, and thank you all for the information to help us make a good decision. I'll make a motion to accept item 7 as written.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Have a motion and a second. Any further question? We'll call for a vote. Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye. It is unanimous. Next item, consider approval of second final reading of ordinance 2016, amending Chapter 78, Article 2, Itinerant Merchants, Itinerant Vendors of the Code of Ordinances, providing clarification regarding the scope of solicitor license, prohibiting the use of such licenses to solicit donations, providing for denial of licenses for personal fundraising, providing for coordination with charitable solicitation regulations, providing for severability, providing an effective date. Chief?
Yeah, Mayor and Council, there's been no changes.
Okay. Council, what's your pleasure?
I make a motion to approve the second and final reading.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further question? If not, we will call for a vote. Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye. It is unanimous. Item number 9, consider approval of the second final reading of ordinance 2017, amending Chapter 74, Article 3, Charitable Solicitations of the Code of Ordinances, clarifying the definition of charitable purpose, limiting permits to organize charitable campaigns, requiring certification against personal benefit, providing authority for denial or revocation of permits, providing construction clause, providing for severability, providing an effective date. Chief?
There's also been no change on this ordinance as well.
All right. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept item 9 as written with no changes, second reading.
I will.
I have a motion and a
Second.
second. Any further question?
No.
If not, we'll call for a vote. Ward 2,
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye. It is unanimous. Item number 10. Consider request to rezone property located at 3810 Highway 35 South, also known as A160 James Mckay Survey, acres is .792, City of Rockport, Aransas County, Texas, to R5 second multifamily dwelling district, currently zoned R1 first single-family dwelling district. First thing we have on the order is a staff report.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Amanda Torres, Director of Development Services. Tonight, I am presenting a zoning request at 3810 Highway 35 South. As it says in the packet, it is currently zoned R1 for single-family dwelling district, and they're wanting to rezone that to R5, which is second multifamily dwelling district. Just to let you know, this is only the public hearing. The actual action is going to be postponed to a later date. Planning and Zoning Commission postponed their action at their last meeting last Monday. So we're only going through the public hearing tonight. This particular piece of property is currently undeveloped at Highway 35 South. The property owner wants to develop this into basically fishing cottages with some amenities to that particular property. The property is immediately adjacent to Business 35. To the west of that, as well as some commercial property beyond that. Friends subdivision is to the east, which is zoned R1 for single-family dwelling district. The proposed Passport Shores subdivision is to the north of that, which is also single-family residential. And to the south of that is Palm Harbor, which is outside of the city limits, but it's also single-family residential. As for the future land use map, which is adopted in December of 2021, that shows that particular property to be proposed as a commercial land use. As for public notices, we did publish in the Corpus Christi Caller-Times on June 19th, and we also sent out 11 public notices to property owners within a 200-foot radius of the property in question. We've had several comments received back. We've had 26 in total, 19 just today. So we've had a number of comments in regards to this property. I haven't had an opportunity to see how many are within the notification area, but as of packet publication, one within the notification area was in favor, one was opposed within the notification area, and all others were opposed and outside of the notification area. And just to reiterate, no action is going to be taken at this meeting tonight because Planning and Zoning Commission requested more information from the applicant, and they will postpone action till their next scheduled meeting.
Okay. The applicant presentation is the person that owns the property and has the development in mind present. Are you prepared to speak? If not, I have got a group of folks that had turned in pieces of paper that gave information on what they believed. I'm going to read your name, and whether you were opposed or in favor of it, I'm not going to try to read everything that may be written on here. If you want to get up and speak, you're welcome to. This is a public hearing. So if you want to speak, if I call your name, you get up and come up to the microphone right here, give us your name, and you'll have opportunity to say what you think on the subject. I've got one from a Chad, and it appears it's K-A-C-I. Chad?
Mr. Mayor.
Tell me your name.
Mr. Mayor.
I figure we got a bunch of doctors in town. I can't read some of this.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Over here. Just to be clear, we're opening the public hearing at this point, correct?
Yes. I'm sorry, I did not mention that. I did mention we were gonna have one, but I didn't say we were starting at a particular time. It is 5:15 and we are in public hearing. Thank you, Mr. Attorney. Appreciate it. Go right ahead.
Mayor, Council, thank you. My name's Chad Kaser. I represent the Palm Harbor Property Owners Association. We do have the property that is directly adjacent to the proposed rezoning along Highway 35. That's part of our green belt entrance area. So we have several concerns about rezoning this to R5, which would be the multi-family dwelling. Obviously, our subdivision is in the county, and we are all single-family homes. To the best of my knowledge, The vast majority of all the properties on the east side of Highway 35 north of Palm Harbor are all R1 single-family residence zone. And first would be a concern of, what would this rezoning look like for the rest of our neighborhood, plus the neighborhoods that you mentioned on Friend Street that's been proposed as well. So we had several concerns. We also attended the zoning committee meeting and voiced some concerns there. So I'll just kind of give you a quick short list. Number one, and this was some of the questions that the zoning commission delayed tabled their vote because of the lack of answers to many of these questions. City sewer connection, is the applicant going to obtain city sewer? The drainage along Highway 35 and Gary Barnum, which is then back into our side of the proposed rezoning area. Once you hit Gary Barnum, then that's also county property, and have they talked to the county about drainage? And where is that, where is this increased water runoff going to go to? The other side would be, is it city? Have they talked to the city about drainage? Because that starts where the city property, city line is. So have they talked to the city about drainage? The other is setbacks. So it is the former railroad right-of-way and railroad track area that ran along Highway 35. And so it's very narrow, possibly about 100 feet wide at the best. But then by the time you get your setback off of Highway 35 and your setback off of Gary Barnum and drainage, what's the actual usable width of the property? And if you see the developer's hand sketch drawing, it lacks a lot of detail as to the true feasibility of this proposed rezoning, and then the properties that he was discussing building. And then my last point is about a mile north of this proposed rezoning is the Coral Reef cottages, and that is very similar to the developer's proposed style of construction, and that is zoned planned use development or planned unit development.
Speakers have 3 minutes, sir, and you're just about 12 seconds over. I appreciate you, though. Thank you.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Consideration.
Thank you.
All right. Ronald Smart is opposed to the rezoning. Do you wish to speak? Okay. Brett Anderson is opposed to the rezoning. Is he here? Okay. Stephanie, Siekenius. I would try to say that, but I may not do it right. She is opposed. Freddie Hatchin is opposed. Is he present? Sean Flanagan is opposed. John Payne is opposed to the rezoning. I've got somebody named Robert who obviously is a doctor because I can't read his writing. SAR UDK something. He's opposed to it anyway. Lisa Flanagan is opposed. Margaret Fields is opposed. Hadn't heard anybody say I want to get up and talk. Jennifer Hutchinson is opposed. Donald Perpersky, as close as I can come. Is that close for those of you that know Donald? Is opposed. Kevin Ward is opposed to it. Patricia Ward is opposed to it. Barbara Eden is opposed to it. Gary Watkins is opposed to it. James Papersky is opposed to it. Ryan Penletic, I didn't know there were that many names I didn't recognize, is opposed. Janice, Pieprzica is opposed. Is Janice here? All right, she is opposed to it also. And
Just say Deborah Randall.
what she said
Deborah Randall.
is opposed to it. And that's all of those that I have got. Did anybody else, is there anybody else here that would like to say something, didn't get your form in, hadn't had an opportunity to say anything? Is it still a public hearing? If not, I'll declare that the public hearing is closed at 5:22, and this is not an action item. It will be discussed, as you heard a little while ago, further by planning and zoning. Thank you for being here. If y'all want to get up and get out the door, I'll give you a minute when it won't bother us. We've still got other things we're gonna take care of. Next item on the agenda is consider approval of resolution 2026-26R, appointing and reappointing members of the Planning and Zoning Commission, providing for terms of office and providing for an effective date. Ms. Goodwin.
Yes, so I provided y'all with the list of all the applicants we had received, and also a list of the current members who wish to still continue to serve. We did hear back from a couple. Did you hear back from more?
I know Rocky did.
Okay. So there are several who wish to serve another term. There are currently 2 vacancies. If we're not willing to appoint all of those, if we could at least get the 2 vacancies filled so that, so Ms. Torres can make quorum at the next P and Z.
All right.
I would like to leave this to Matt. I mean, this is your board. I don't know if you've had able to talk to anyone or had a conversation or interviewed any of these applicants.
I have not had a chance to look at it. This is, can you scroll it up and down or what have you there? Will it do it? Okay, I've got to get you to do it for me. And you want to make a decision tonight, or we want to begin talking to these people after tonight?
Looking through these, I would like to point out that several of them have several boards that they
Yes.
might be interested in. Some of them only have one. Some listed planning and zoning only, and others listed others. We have got a lot of places to fill on a lot of boards for the city. And so if you've got that favorite spot down, we'll try to find a place for you. I would, looking up and down the list, how many of these that are on the list that we have here want to be reappointed?
So Josh Dowling, would like to be reappointed. Kimberly Hesley would like to be reappointed, and Rocky would like to be reappointed, and we didn't hear back from the others.
You want me to, since this one's my project, you want me to get with Amanda tomorrow and try to start working through these, making
Yeah, that's my question though. Does it have to be done tonight? 'Cause I would like to talk to the applicants or have him talk to the applicants at least to see how serious they would like to be on this board and make sure we're appointing people that really are interested and are gonna contribute to that actual board, or if they wanna contribute to another board or would be better for that board. So
Okay.
that would be something that I was super comfortable in.
I did provide, a link to y'all of all the applications who had showed an interest in teams. So you will be able to look at that in the resumes.
You do not need to make a decision tonight. I know that again, Ms. Torres is having a hard time making a quorum. So I would request that when you talk to the people that wish to be reappointed, to, measure their commitment and their ability to make the meetings. I'm not saying specifically that those are the ones that don't make it to make it a quorum, but I think that needs to be heavily considered. That's why we're pushing this up above the rest of the boards and commissions appointments. And we're trying to move a little bit faster on this board, just because she's got to have a meeting. She's got shot clocks and she's got timelines to meet. And, the board not showing up is hampering her ability to do her job.
Do you think, Matt, that you would be able to, at least go through the people you would like to interview for the next meeting before then with your schedule?
I can meet with Amanda this week or whatever works for you.
So we can have it on the next agenda
Yeah.
and get her some people
Yeah.
on there?
Yeah, we'll have it certainly done by then, but I'll get with you in the morning.
That's fine.
Yeah, I just don't feel, without knowing exactly if they're really, interested or if it's be able to go in there and just having the applicants on there, it's just a little hard to determine. Cause I know these boards have an issue with showing up and having the commitment and not knowing exactly what they need to do and what needs to be handled. So having that conversation just helps a little bit more of having that ability to make sure that these people are really committed when they actually join.
And I just wanna let you know, my next planning and zoning commission meeting would be on the 27th. So I'm just gonna have to hope that I can make a quorum on the 27th.
We'll get it done.
Okay.
We'll help you as much as we possibly can here. Sorry, Amanda.
Right? And if you came down here to find out if you were gonna get stuck on being on a particular board or not, we will get back with you and let you know. We appreciate your concern. We have spent a lot of time over the last few years talking about how we would like to get more people involved in city government and doing the things that we do so that they could understand them better and know more about it. And so I appreciate all of you that might have had an interest in this, and we will know what we're gonna do with it by 2 weeks from now. Appreciate it. Keep with me on that one. All right. Item number 12, consider approval of an extension proclamation declaring a water shortage emergency. Ms. Schroner.
Mayor and council, this is, again, an extension of the emergency declared by the mayor. We'll need to keep extending it, as long as we see fit. In my mind, that's until we have a permanent solution for ourselves or until Corpus Christi has a permanent solution for us. I think at this point, this is the direction we need to go right now. Again, it's just an extension. We had let our last one lapse. The mayor did sign a new one on Tuesday, so this will be, I think we put it for 90 days. And we'll renew it in 90 days if we see fit.
Questions?
Not necessarily a question, but a comment. If I was a resident sitting at home watching this and seeing the city consider a 90-day extension on a water emergency, I'd certainly want to know what's going on. And I just want to let the residents know, rest assured that city council and the city staff is working on several projects to cure these water problems. You'll be hearing some things coming out in the future here, and we've got a lot of things going on behind the scenes to remedy. We're just not going to keep doing this every few months and calling it an emergency. There's a lot going on behind the scenes, and that'll be announced when it's appropriate.
We're exploring a lot of options.
And as you know, there are cities and counties all over this part of the state that are doing exactly the same thing, trying to figure out what we're gonna do about water. And you can find them on the news nearly every night. And so it is a serious matter. I take it very seriously for us signing the emergency notice. It's something we're gonna have to find a way to deal with. We have no choice, so we will do it. Any other questions?
No.
If not, I just need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve item 12, an extension of the emergency declaration for water.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further question?
No.
We'll call for a vote. Ward 2,
Aye.
Ward 4,
Aye.
Mayor, aye. It is unanimous. Item number 13, request for Heritage District Certificate of Appropriateness application submitted by Quick Ventures LLC, 902 East Market, to install a drive-through. Staff presentation.
Hello again. So tonight I am presenting a Heritage District Design Exception request from Quick Ventures LLC. This is for the Quick and Save at the corner of Market and Live Oak. They are wanting to install a drive-through at that location. However, Heritage District Zoning Overlay Code says a drive-through cannot be visible on Type A streets as indicated on the regulating plan within the code. So Market and Live Oak are both considered Type A streets. They're main thoroughfares within the Heritage District. So we can't approve it administratively. So therefore, City Council acting as Heritage District Board would have to review and decide whether or not to allow that design exception. So that is the item. The applicant had already started work on this item and poured a new concrete drive. We had to issue a stop work order and talk with the applicant in order to submit this item. So staff does not support the item. And there are a number of other things that Mr. Patel has done without seeking city permission, including also installing drainage infrastructure without notifying Public Works and having them inspect that, as well as some back hotel occupancy taxes that Mr. Patel owns. So there's a number of things that need to be resolved, so therefore staff does not support the design exception.
Do you plan to have other discussions with these folks? Is this something that before we say yes or no, that there will be other meetings and discussions?
That's contingent on whatever y'all decide.
Okay.
So.
Are the people here that have the business, and if you would like to have some time to tell us what it is you want to do, you're welcome to come up here and tell us about it.
Thank you, Mayor Council, for having us. I want to discuss just a matter of what's on the agenda for as far as 902 East Market Street for the approval of the drive-through on the Heritage District. So as Amanda mentioned, she heavily worked on the Heritage District Ordinance, and I own multiple properties within the Heritage District over the years. And then this particular property, we had purchased it from Sam Susser back in the days. And it used to be a existing convenience store in place back then with the gas fuel pumps. Fuel pumps were taken out when the purchase happened. And then after that, it just has been convenience store by itself. And then our sales had depleted it a little bit after the new Speedy Stop on the corner had came in. So we started thinking of what can we do to make sure that we can keep bringing the local neighborhood customers back in place. And due to that reason, we had considered a drive-through option within the Heritage District. I wasn't aware that it on the Type A, like you mentioned, on the main streets. I figured that drive-through on the main street was okay since Max Barbecue across the street had a drive-through, which I don't know if they are in Heritage District or not. That I'm not aware of. So.
All right.
Can I make a clarification?
Yes.
We do need the applicant to be in good standing with the city. So I think that's why Amanda brought up the back hotel taxes that were due. But even if that is made whole there, I don't think we're still gonna support that. Staff is still not gonna support that. So just saying if you get in good standing and whatever, we'll reconsider it. We still don't support it because it's not supported by the Heritage Overlay District and the drainage infrastructure that has not been done through Public Works. Overall, we cannot support that because it does not fit.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, you're certainly welcome to do what you see fit, but
Sure.
that's our position.
Our position for dealing with things in the Heritage District downtown has been that we try desperately to stay in line with what the guidelines were when that district was set aside for what it is. It deals with businesses that fit a particular criteria, the appearance of them and so forth. And we try desperately to stay in line with that. I don't know that there is a good answer for somebody in a position that you're in, and I'm not trying to give you a hard time, but I personally can't see making an exception for a business outside what those guidelines are. Council, what do y'all prefer?
I think there's two different things here. I mean, there's one, you have to be in good standing, and that's a whole different conversation, which is not on the agenda tonight, and we're talking about just the drive-through. If I'm talking just about what's on the agenda tonight, to me, I understand the Heritage District is a variance, where I'm looking at it as it's on 35 business, it's facing towards one Spanky's that does have a drive-through, and another one that has a drive-through right across the street from there. So I have to look at it as a business as well that is owned and operated as a smaller business in town. But with it not being on good standing, again, this is two separate issues here, what we're dealing with. So I can't make an educated guess on. I mean, I would like to, for me to make a decision on the actual drive-through, I would like him to at least be on good standing with the city on one end. So I don't know. How do you feel on that?
Well, again, good point about the being in good standing. That has to get handled. Again, another issue. But if there are other businesses that are adjacent or right next door that have drive-throughs, maybe they were grandfathered, maybe they were there before. But can we send this back to, can planning, not planning, but your office work with them to answer many more of their questions? And apparently they started on the project a little bit, I guess. Yeah, and they've got a stop work order.
Yes, they started work without a permit, so we had to issue a stop work order. As for the two properties that Mr. Patel mentioned, those are grandfathered in. Those were pre-existing prior to the adoption of the Heritage District Zoning Overlay Code. So, that's where those two items are. There's not much more that I can do.
Yeah.
I can only do what the code has adopted, and any variance beyond that has to have Heritage District Board approval, and City Council is acting as Heritage District Board. So I would need guidance from you on next steps.
Can I make one clarification, Mayor?
Go ahead, Art.
So the application that's presented before y'all today is by Quick Ventures LLC. That is not a member that is in violation or in arrears on the hot taxes. So in your consideration of this item, please don't take that into consideration with respect to this item. It's what's before you is just the application and whether it complies with your ordinance and whether you're willing to give it a variance on that basis alone.
Thank you, Art. That's good information. And Amanda, thank you for helping us decide through this. Have there been any variances issued since the Heritage District ordinances were put in place? What's the precedent on this so far? I'm the newest one here. I'm asking if we've stuck to the ordinances and that's the way it is, and the ones that were there before were grandfathered. I think I'd have to agree with sticking with the ordinance.
We have issued, the City Council has issued variances or design exceptions to the code before.
In the Heritage District.
In the Heritage District.
Okay.
So it's not an uncommon thing. As for what's happened in the past 5 years, I haven't been here, so I can't speak to that. But I know what my previous tenure, there have been design exceptions issued.
The last time I recall it coming up, it was a coffee shop down there. They wanted to put drive-through on it, and they did, because my son buys coffee down there, or did, all the time. So it has happened before.
So I'm just trying to clarify, when you say they're not in good standing, are they or are they not?
That is not something that needs to be
But you said
taken
I
into
can't, but we
consideration.
can't offer a variance. I was just trying to understand. She had said that I can't offer a variance if you're not in good standing.
I don't think she said. they
Oh, I
can't.
misunderstood then. I'm just trying
I
to.
think she said that would be a reason not to.
Got it.
And
okay.
Art, from the legal clarification, is saying that cannot be taken into consideration because it's the business, not the person.
Understood.
And the business is
Thank you
completely
for that
compliant.
clarification.
All right, since there has been, it sounds like in the past, some variances written and council is acting as the Heritage District Committee. Vanessa, somebody give me some input here on what is our ability here to kind of table this for 30 days or 2 weeks, whatever, and do a little research on this and get a little more data on exactly what they're trying to do. Do we have that ability to do that?
So my question would be, what more do you need? They wanna put a drive-through on the side that's in the presentation. We can do whatever, you can,
Yeah, I'd like to know exactly why on this, because apparently we've given a variance before for a drive-through down there, is that what we were?
Not for a drive-through, but there's just been other variances there. But, I mean, there's just a drive-through across the street, two
Okay.
of them. But I guess my point, I get what you're trying to state here, is just, I would like them to be, I understand I can't weigh that on my decision tonight, but I just wanna go back and have that conversation. Do you have talked to the neighbors? Have we talked to people around them if they have issues with it or not? Or if the traffic, like, I would like to know the traffic on that street, if it would cause any
Perfect.
issues. Like, those kind of like questions that I would ask, like, is that gonna cause a traffic issue? Is that gonna cause anything to harmful of that area?
we would love to table it with you providing that direction to Amanda as to what you would like to see from her.
Okay.
Just, to generally gather more information as to what they wanna do, it's very clear what they wanna do.
Yeah.
But if you wanna talk about traffic, if you want a list of the other variances, you need to let her know what information you wanna see, so it can be back on here in 2 weeks.
Can we make a motion to table this? I would like to see the other variations. I would also like to see a traffic, like what would harm the traffic on that area. And if it's possible, I don't know if you sent it out to the neighboring people, if they would be in consideration of that project or not.
What I heard said was that they, first off, didn't get permit to do the work. Second off, they didn't look to the city about drainage issues and that kind of thing. So my suggestion, since we're gonna likely table this anyway, is that you go back to the city and have them look at what the drainage issue is. And that is an obvious concern. And if we get that done, then go back and see them. I agree that we need to look at what else has been done in the past, because if it's fair for somebody else, it'd be fair for y'all too.
So I have a motion to
I mean, can I,
postpone okay, let me correct my motion.
can I offer one thing before you make
Yes,
the motion?
go ahead.
Councilwoman, if I might, if we could just not postpone the item, but at least delay the item until after executive session. I would like to take an opportunity to talk to y'all about this in executive session, before y'all take any further action on it.
So do I just,
If it's fine with the mayor to just temporarily postpone this item until after.
Would we
Just bring up item 13.
Would we
after
simply
executive session?
turn down the application and then say you can come back and reapply?
No, sir,
under
I'm asking y'all
different
to,
circumstances.
I'm asking y'all to at least have, not table, but just move on to the next item. And
We're gonna
take this-
postpone item 13 till later in the meeting tonight.
Correct.
yes, okay. Is that okay, Mayor?
Fine with me. Don't go. Item 14, presentation of concept design for Rockport Aquarium, 704 Navigation Circle. Amanda again.
Oops, sorry. Hello again. I can't even turn on my own microphone. I'm sorry. So I am here to present, actually, I'm just here to introduce Elle Morales from Aransas County. She is going to present the proposed construction drawings for the Rockport Aquarium. The county has been working on that and is meeting with the local jurisdictions to basically get their blessing on the drawing. So I will hand it over to Al.
Hello, hello, Mayor, council members. I'll just let you know that we've been working on this since basically June of last year. So we're a little bit over 13 months into this project right now. We are at 100% design right now, which is great. Yesterday at Commissioner's Court, we got approval from Commissioner's Court to move forward. So here we are at City Council. I have throughout the project been sharing them with your building department, the plans. We were at 30%, then we went 95%, and now we're at 100%, so that they've had an opportunity to give us feedback throughout the whole project. Also, the navigation district has been giving us feedback, and I will be representing to them on the 30th. Is that right? Or maybe, I'm sorry, the 20th, next Monday. Requesting that they look at the plans again, that they say that they're, like it, and we're gonna move forward. And we're gonna go out to bid, hopefully, if everything goes well, July 23rd
Great.
for 60 days.
We appreciate it. Look forward to it being back down there.
Yeah, so, just if you look, I think it's in your packet, but you can kind of see, we're using the same footprint. We did move it over 15 feet so that there's a drive in there between, the Texas Parks and Wildlife and the aquarium at the, Texas Parks and Wildlife's request. So we have that for them. It does have 2 restrooms in it, which is great. A boy, girl, male, female, however you want to say that. And then we have the back of the house for the Texas Parks and Wildlife, the aquarium, I forgot what they're called. The people who clean the aquariums, who take care of the aquariums. And then everything is by volunteers. And this is our concept design at the very end. It will be hooking up to the Aquarium Education Center so that both will be used at the same time and open at the same time. And that's kind of a rendering of the inside of it, hopefully.
It looks great.
Yeah,
Great.
it's coming
We
along.
look forward to it.
Yeah.
Y'all have done good work. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
It's not an action item. it's just-
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 15, consider possible approval for variance from the current development impact fees.
Mayor and Council, Ms. Carl has applied for a variance from the impact fees or a relief from the current impact fees on behalf of her client, Park Place Capital, I guess. No, Park Place Development. I'm so sorry. They had started this project in 2024, and of course, we adopted our impact fee ordinance in 2025. You can see the history in the letter included in your packet. They did appeal to me for relief, and I didn't feel like that was something within my purview to do, because the ordinance very clearly states that we passed in October, section 22-410, that to be grandfathered into the original impact fees, you had to have a final plat on file, of which this development did not. Of course, we will do whatever you wish, but I would like to note that we have had similarly situated developments that we have denied this, not you as a council, but staff has denied this because the ordinance is very clear that if you're not final platted by the date of the adoption of the ordinance, then you fall under the new impact fees. So, I, enforcing the ordinance, recommend denial. Because one, you will open a can of worms in that everybody that has not been final platted and has even been discussing a development at any time will want relief from the new impact fees. And two, we have not provided that relief to similarly situated subdivisions, and they are paying the new impact fees. So I'll take your lead on that.
Council?
Can you reiterate the timeline again, Vanessa? I'm trying to read this here.
Of course.
They were not at final plat in 2024. Is the month in there?
So in October 2024, the project was approved by Fulton Town Council. Our ordinance was adopted August 2025. As of June 2026, they've just submitted the final plat. It has not been approved even as of today, a year after adoption of the ordinance, almost a year. Do I have that correct?
It's been filed of record.
It's been filed?
Yes.
Okay, I'm so sorry. When was it filed?
In June.
Okay,
And so final plat was filed in June?
in June of 26. Our ordinance was adopted in August of 25.
My question is with this ordinance is, asking for the variance, but I feel like if you've already denied and not gave, and other people are paying that, that becomes a legal issue even further down, as people can feel like they can come in back and get back fees that they had to pay. Am I correct on that?
I mean, I'm sorry. This is being asked for just kind of on a case-by-case basis at this point.
Would they have a case though?
Arguably, probably not, for that, because but it will, I mean, I would venture to say that if approved, it would probably bring more requests of a similar nature to you.
I would also like to note that when we adopted these fees, the impact fees hadn't been updated for 20 years. And we are asking people to pay for their impact on the system. It's not an arbitrary number, it's a very calculated number. And it's the amount needed to operate our water and wastewater system efficiently.
And that's, I was kind of just gonna, I'll piggyback off of that. We have had an impact study fee for the last couple of years. We have done multiple meetings, we have done multiple things with people knowing that these fees are gonna go up, so knowing that if you don't put your final plat in, these fees were gonna go up. Like, that was gonna be done, and that was in multiple meetings for over years. And even with the study out there. So it was very well known that it was being done.
Is there anything in place, if I can, thank you for that. Is there anything in place when a developer is in mid-process, I don't know if that's the proper term or not, or mid-process, where is there any notification required, Art, from us? Or is there anything in place where, again, if we're in the middle of a project and something's going to change in that time period, I guess from August to 26, because we don't know who's gonna finish what and everybody's kind of in limbo. There's probably quite a few projects that are in flux somewhere in the middle, and it's up to them to understand and be aware of any changes.
Right, and we worked on this ordinance for almost 2 years.
It was really well known that if you had to be in the queue and your plat had to be submitted, like, it was very clear, really, like, on those meetings. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to make a motion to deny the variance. Oh.
Do we?
The applicant wants a
What
chance.
is?
Yeah,
That's
okay.
up, that's your call.
I mean, that's,
If you'd like to speak, I think that's okay.
We have an item on the agenda, I thought we were allowed to speak on it. I just want to point out that I'm Brandy Carl, I was the engineer on the project. This is Darren Shanley, he's the owner. The main difference is all of our approvals went through Fulton. We followed Fulton's request, what the timing of when they wanted, what they wanted. We got all of our approvals from the City of Rockport, which was only utilities, water, and that was finished in May of 2025, so months before the ordinance was passed. So we had the green light from Rockport. We get under contract, he has his construction loan in place, we start construction. Months later, City of Rockport changes their rules, so the goalpost was moved. It's just, you know, if we were following City of Rockport's procedures for platting, we would have submitted the plat with the construction plans, but that's not, we were going through Fulton. So this is in the town of Fulton, that's why it's different than Kokomo or anybody else that has come up and requested this. So I don't think it's as cut and dry as, you know, maybe Ms. Schroner presented, but to me, it's following Fulton's process and not Rockport's. So, you want to say anything, Darren?
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I'm Darren Shanley. I'm one of the owners of Park Place. I just want to give a sidebar commendment to Amanda for working with us. This has caused some delays. Delays cost money. Amanda has helped us keep infrastructure moving so we could landscape, and so I just wanted to give her a personal shout out there.
Vanessa, the young lady mentioned, her description was they were finished or they were completed with the City of Rockport side in May, apparently, what was required at that time. Is that an accurate description of?
Yeah, the preliminary plat was completed, which I'm not The preliminary plat was completed,
Okay.
but
And everyone knew there was a final plat due at some point in the future. It just happened 6 or 7, 8 months after the ordinance change, I guess. Okay.
2 years?
2 years after the preliminary plat. Sorry, I am trying to figure these things out. So the preliminary plat, again, I just came on board 3 months ago, so I'm just reading off of what was provided. Preliminary plat was submitted in 2024, and a final plat was submitted to the town of Fulton in 2026. So that's the information. I would note that it's still impacting the city of Rockport's utility system, though.
I'm just trying to understand where the disconnect came out here. So they're thinking that they did everything correct, but we're saying we had contacted it, we told them that this is what's happening, right? I'm just trying to take the timeline here.
We also had an email from Carrie Dietrich. That we both understood. She was saying you're good, your plat was.
There you go.
Your plat was, before the ordinance was in place, so she didn't say you're good, but the way we read it was, I could have a copy of her email, but, Darren was like, oh, okay, we're grandfathered in, we were already well into the process, before the ordinance was passed, so, and then I guess when Amanda was hired, she interpreted it differently, so that's when the flag came up, and she's like, no, you have to pay the new impact fees, and we were like, whoa, and it's a big difference.
So to clarify, yes, the rules changed mid-project. There is no interpretation because the ordinance is very clear. It says, if you have not been final platted, sorry, go ahead. And I put a copy of that in your packet. I put a snippet of the section. Let me find it again. 22-410. It says, for a development which is final platted. So it's very clear that you have to have your final plat in to fall under the previous ones. It's your decision.
I would also note, council, that the language that y'all have adopted in your impact fee ordinance is consistent and, almost verbatim out of chapter 395, the impact fee statute of the local government code.
I think our big concern is we know, and we knew when we passed our impact fee and they went up. We knew at that time that we would have people that obviously had concerns and would appeal the impact fees. We knew that would happen.
I remember the discussion.
But for purposes of this particular incident, this is the first one that's come up that I'm aware of. The letter of what the ordinance says either has to be followed or we have to be prepared to accept all sorts of reasons why they couldn't get something done. And I'm sympathizing with you, but I can't see making exceptions now, and so that everyone that has an opportunity to find an exception would come back and we would try to do this again. Have always been one against setting precedents that I can't live with, and I'm afraid this might be one. So.
I know that we went through this substantially. Our good point, we went through a lot of trouble to make sure the language was set, as clear as possible. And I think in agreement that it is very clear. And we knew this day would come when we would have to look at the language and then look at the development and and just say the ordinance has changed. I can certainly empathize with the dollar differences for you, sir. You're listed as one of the owners on this project, and this will change your amount that you're gonna have to spend there, but we knew this was coming. So this is item 15. I'll make a motion to deny the change or variance opportunity for this particular request.
Have a motion, to have a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to second. I apologize, guys. It's just we have to
Motion
stick to the
and a
ordinance,
second.
so.
Any further question?
No, sir.
We'll call for vote. Ward 2,
Aye.
Ward 4,
Aye.
Mayor, aye, it's unanimous. City managers update.
I have nothing for tonight.
All right. City council reports.
Go with Ward 2 first.
Go right ahead.
I'm gonna have a shameless plug for Ward 2, if everyone will forgive me. And I did leave my reading glasses at home, so I'm gonna squint and try to make this as big as possible. For the residents of Rockport in Ward 2, I have my first real talk with you folks. It is going to be on July 23rd, next week at 5 p.m. At the Bella LaBrue Coffee Bar. They have been so kind as to offer us an air-conditioned, nice place to have the folks in Ward 2 come out and, throw some questions at me. We got a lot of things going on in the city, and we'd love to invite members of Ward 2, plus Vanessa, I guess, is it okay if someone else shows up too, I guess? Of course. And we'd love to have a question from anybody. And Chief, I think you're gonna try to attend, is that correct?
I'm out of town, but I'll have a representative.
Perfect, thank you. And just want to say I'm looking forward to it. And again, thank you to Bella LaBrue for letting us have a nice air-conditioned spot in July. And but it's at 5 p.m. Next Thursday, and I'm looking forward to that and looking forward to the questions and some good dialogue with the folks in Rockport. So there's my plug.
Ward 4.
I don't have anything to report.
I don't have anything either. I appreciate the folks that have come out. We have very small crowds sometimes, and I feel like nobody pays any attention to what we're doing until they get mad at us for something. So thanks for being here. It's good to see you.
Executive session.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to. We are going to go into executive session at this time, and it is 6:03, and we are now in executive session.
You said you wanted to do that one there?
Yeah, I have never found. 6:28, and we are back in general regular session.
You wanna bring back agenda number 13? 13.
Okay, the item we are talking about is item number 13, is that true?
Yes.
All right.
I'm gonna make a motion to deny it tonight, based on the information that we have tonight, but please, you can get with Amanda Torres and just have a discussion with her, cause you are able to reapply, but just get with her first and have a conversation, okay?
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further question? If not, we'll call for vote. Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye, it's unanimous.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I have a motion. I have a second. We
I'll
are
second.
adjourned. 6:29.